price sensitivity? This is the degree to which price drives demand. But it is not constant by customer or product or service. It's very context specific. So classic examples, movie theater popcorn is 25 cents to pop at home, but it's $8.50 at the movies. An example a little near and dear to my own heart, though, is beer. See, here in Queen City, you've got the Bengals. What's a beer cost you at a Bengals game? $10. Same beer at a dive bar around the corner from your house? $2.50, and probably 75 cents from a 12-pack on a unit price basis, right? So the willingness to spend $10 exclusively depends on the fact that we're at the game. We're not spending $10 at the dive bar. We're certainly not spending $120 on a 12-pack. It's very context specific. An example from my personal life, my oldest daughter was born in the middle of a record heat wave in 2007. It had been almost 100 degrees out for like 10 days in a row. And I'm a first-time mom, and I have a 4-day-old baby at home, and I'm just circling the baby all day, just freaking out. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just nervous. It's 100 out, 68 inside, everything's cool, till it isn't. Air conditioner just powers down. I'm tapping on the thermostat, like, not today, no. Now, background about me is that my father was a truck driver when I was growing up and was laid off a lot. My mom stayed home with us. I was raised below the poverty line. Money was a huge hustle for my family my entire childhood. Weekly decisions made, like should we try to keep the electricity on or try to buy groceries this week, this kind of thing. Now, while I am not in this situation as an adult, I still have baggage around being raised poor. And some things are hard for me to spend money on to this day. And one of these things, oddly enough, home repairs, home upgrades. Don't know why it's a thing for me, but it's a thing. So the normal process if something breaks in my home is I will call around and I will get a whole bunch of quotes and I'll read the quotes and I'll flip them over and I'll read the back and I'll read the terms and conditions and make sure they're apples to apples. Not that day of the great air conditioning crisis of 2007. No. That day it was like, who can come right now and get this air conditioner on? Here is my checkbook. Here is my credit card. Here are all my credit cards. Here's my CD collection. Like, load the truck, right? Like, normally very, very price sensitive. That day, no price sensitivity whatsoever. Now, the fact is, there's a lot of context specificity for your customer's price sensitivity, too. As you know from a customer who's coming off a bad experience with a competitor, a customer who's in a big rush, maybe something else that's very specific to your industry that you know about that I don't. Now, what kind of price tag you can attach to that context specificity needs to fit inside a commercially appropriate box and a morally appropriate box. You see this going wrong for Pharma Bro, EpiPen guy, and the people that try to charge $100 for a case of water after a natural disaster. But I don't worry about that for you folks. I don't worry about that. I worry about the opposite. I worry that you are so morally and commercially appropriate, that you're so committed to good customer partnership, that you are going the extra mile. You're going to heroic lengths to solve problems, to make your customers' problems disappear. And the only way their problems disappear is you shoulder them. And you're not charging for things that you could. And it's something you don't even see as special or valuable because it's just the way things are done in your company. You're just hyper competent and you don't even know it. You kind of take it for granted that that's just the way things are in the industry, but that's not the way they are down the street. You just take care of things for the customer all the time. You go to heroic lengths all the time to solve their problems. And I will tell you that I paid for faster service that day of the great air conditioning crisis of 2007. And I didn't feel gouged. I felt served. And I felt grateful. And I know from having done this kind of work with a lot of best-in-class and better-in-class companies that if you took a look inside your organizations, that there are probably some places that you're going to heroic lengths to solve problems for customers. And there might be one or two where you could look at attaching a morally and commercially appropriate price tag to those. And your customers wouldn't feel gouged. They'd feel served. And they'd feel grateful. Let's take a look at that.